Welcome to the Issaquah Highlands Veterans Day celebration. And what a beautiful thing technology is, so that we can still do this, even though we're in the middle of a pandemic, and even though it is super cold outside. So thank you all for taking time to stop in and tell the veterans that we love and appreciate. Thank you. So glad you're here. Would love to start off with just a couple technical details. A couple are, if you want to talk today, encourage you to use what I think is best referred to as the walkie-talkie feature on Zoom. So if you press and hold down your space bar, and it's like you're pushing in on a walkie-talkie talk button, and then as soon as you let go, you're mute again. So you kind of go unmute, mute, and just super easy. You don't have to worry about, where's my mute button, and click it. You just press down your space bar, talk for your time period, and then let it go. So super easy, and if hopefully that's helpful for you. The other is one of the best things about Zoom is our ability to interact. And so if you look at the bottom of your screen, there is a little button called reactions, and you can click on that. Maybe, unless it's frozen. No, I see some people using it. So I see people putting their, you can put thumbs up, you can clap. Apparently on some, you can even put a heart. So if you hear something that you agree with today, if you want to thank a veteran, if you want to clap for them, use those reaction buttons. You can also go into, click on the chat screen and type in thank you, vets, and everyone will be able to see that. So encourage you to interact today. Otherwise, there'll be lots of awkward silence where we would normally be clapping or saying thank you. So let's use this technology to the best of our ability to say thank you to the veterans that are with us today. All right, well, to start us off today, we have the Issaquah Highlands' own Lizzie Dean, and she is going to be singing the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave, the brave?
Thank you, Lizzie. Next, we would like to greet our elected officials, and we're grateful for how they serve our community. So thank you all who can make it personally with us today. And we have prepared a video from our elected officials so that they can greet veterans personally.
I'm very excited that Issaquah Highlands invited me up today for this virtual celebration of our veterans on November 11th, 2020. I would normally meet you outside on Village Green, right across from Blakely Hall, but COVID has changed the way the world is, and we will not be able to gather this year. We'll have to save the hugs and the handshakes for another year. Whether you're currently retired or still serving, I want you to know that on behalf of the community and myself, we appreciate and understand the sacrifices you and your families have had to make in order for us to enjoy the freedoms that we do. We appreciate your sacrifice. On behalf of the entire community, I want you to know that we appreciate you today and every day. Thank you for your service.
Hi. Thank you so much for letting me join with all of you today to thank our veterans. Thank you for your sacrifice. Thank you for your service that gives us our freedoms and democracy that we share today. It is so important that we all recognize that it is because of your service, because of your sacrifice, that we do have what we have today. With the deepest gratitude from me and my family, thank you.
Hello, I'm Bill Ramos, your state representative, and I just want to take this time to thank all the veterans for their service on their day of honor, and also thank all the families of veterans who also serve along with them in many ways to help our country. So thank you for your service. Take this day as a tribute to you, and stay safe and continue on. Thank you.
I'm Kim Schreier, representative for Washington's 8th Congressional District, and I am delighted to join you in paying tribute to our veterans today. There are 500,000 veterans in Washington state and roughly 50,000 veterans right here in the 8th District. Veterans have devoted themselves to our country and put their lives on the line. That deserves not just admiration and thanks, but keeping our promises to have their backs. It's our responsibility as a nation and mine as your representative to ensure veterans receive the best service and care after serving our country. That's why I want you to know that my office stands ready to help in the 8th District with issues like benefits, healthcare, or even the transition to a new career. In Congress, I voted for bills that support VA funding and special programs to prevent veteran suicide and veteran homelessness, among many others. I've got your back. Thank you again for your service, and happy Veterans Day.
Today we honor our veterans. And as John F. Kennedy said, as we express our gratitude, we must never forget that the highest appreciation is not to utter words, but to live by them. I know that being a veteran takes a lot of bravery and sacrifice. And I remember the days when my uncle would wake up after a bad dream. Sometimes I could get him to tell me what it was like to be a prisoner of war, what torture really meant, and to be able to understand in a small way what he went through. Then after the war, he went back and met his captors so that he could learn to forgive and to tell them what it was like during the time of the war for him. Get the picture of that day on his desk always. So I know a little small part of what it is to be a veteran and to serve in so many different ways. So for the veterans, I want to say thank you for your bravery, doing what you are called to do so that we can safely do what we're free to do. Thank you. God bless you.
Thank you, elected officials. Today we gather here for a solemn purpose, to say thank you to men and women of these United States who have, for noble reasons, decided to put their communities, country, and in many cases, total strangers before their own comfort and safety. Today I'm going to talk about reasons. First of all, I'm going to talk about the reasons to avoid service. Perhaps that's an odd way to begin. But let's be frank. A commitment to the armed services of our country involves sacrifice. And most Americans at 18 are not primarily focused on sacrifice. 18 is an age in America where young people are looking for freedom, not necessarily to sign up for 4 to 6 more years of living under authority and being told what to do. When my son expressed interest in the Marines, I wasn't shocked. The family tradition goes all the way back to the Revolution, when a British mercenary from Germany volunteered to switch sides, finding more in common with the colonists. But as my son volunteered, that didn't mean that the family wasn't concerned. We'd seen conflicts in the Middle East on the news since the early 1990s, and my sister-in-law served on the front lines as a translator in Iraq. So we all thought about the very real dangers of battle, the very real risk of trauma that he could carry for the rest of his life. Even if he never left this shore, there were training accidents, terrorist attacks on army bases, and for certain his schooling would be delayed. We all talked with Nathan about his reasons for joining, but his aunt said it best as he told her that he had volunteered. She said, "As an American, Nathan, I'm very proud, but as an aunt, I'm worried." There are reasons that not everyone signs up. There are reasons we take days like today to thank those of you who have chosen to serve. We have an idea of the sacrifice, and therefore we have a reason to say thank you. Second, I want to talk about the reason that people do volunteer, the why. Like many of you, I grew up singing the battle hymn of the Republic. The song touches on the motivation of the soldiers of the North for the Civil War. Now, I don't have Lizzie's talent for singing, so I'm just going to speak the words today. But it starts off saying, "Mine eyes have seen the glory of the coming of the Lord. He is trampling out the vintage where the grapes of wrath are stored. He has loosed the fateful lightning of his terrible swift sword. His truth is marching on." But it's in the last verse that it talks about the motivation, the reason why this author believed the soldiers were fighting. It said, "In the beauty of the lilies, Christ was born across the sea with a glory in his bosom that transfigures you and me. As he died to make men holy, let us die to make men free, while God is marching on." In grad school, these words came back to me. As I was reading about the First World War, I began to wonder why soldiers fought, why they believed they were fighting, how much they understood about the war aims. Did they think they were making the world safe for democracy? What made young men volunteer from small towns in America to go and serve their country? As I read through the reasons, through diaries, through memoirs, I saw many were Ivy League idealists. They really were fighting to make the world safe for democracy. They really believed they were going to make the world a better place. Others were looking for adventure. Others saw everyone else was signing up, and so they joined. But regardless of their reasons, once they got there, these veterans did their duty. Perhaps their reasons changed, deepened, when they saw the suffering of the French people, when they saw bombed out cities, when they saw the lines of refugees. Famous General Douglas MacArthur fought side by side with these young men and described them at the end of his long military career like this. He said to the soldiers at West Point, he said, "In memory's eye, I could see those staggering columns of the First World War, bending under soggy packs on many a weary march, from dripping dusk to drizzling dawn, slogging ankle deep through the mire of shell-pocked roads to form grimly for the attack, blue-lipped, covered with sludge and mud, chilled by the wind and rain, driving home to their objective, and for many, to the judgment seat of God." Reading this, I think MacArthur believed that they found their reasons why. And as we transition 100 years forward to today, as I look out on this group, that many who are veterans, I wonder how many of you are Ivy League idealists, or how many of you signed up for your own reason. Most of the vets that I talk about joining up to challenge themselves. Some say that they wanted to do their part to stop terrorism. Others joined for simple practical reasons like finding a good way to pay for college or learning skills for a job. I know some of you signed up to make a significant difference, to do something unique. Some of you achieved things that no one had achieved before. But as I talk to veterans, most express a simple desire to serve their community, to serve their country, and to serve those in need around our troubled globe. And as they serve, they found that it is a very hostile, dangerous place. In the midst of that, they discover deeper reasons why they serve. Right now in our country, there are 17 million vets. Perhaps there are 17 million reasons why they serve. Which brings us to our third and final point. We have reasons for this event. We are here to say thank you, face to face, eye to eye. We don't know you all, but as it has been said frequently in this country, while we don't know you all, we owe you all. We owe you thanks for volunteering while the rest of us did our own thing. We thank you for enduring boot camp, perhaps enduring a drill sergeant that came up with derogatory names for you. We owe you thanks for enduring something slightly different than what the recruiter promised you. We owe you thanks for being shot at and not running. Thank you. We owe you thanks for serving perhaps in an unpopular war. You didn't start the fight. You didn't choose the battlefield. And whatever your reasons for joining, we know that you served with skill and with honor. Thank you. We thank those of you who served in peacetime. Your strength, your skill, your preparedness served as a deterrent. You kept us out of war. Thank you. We thank you for enduring all of the negative comments from all of the other branches of the military who believe that they're superior to your branch. So thank you. Thank you for enduring years of bad food. As my grandpa would say, eating food that had been sitting on those warmers for way, way too long. We thank you for seeing friends die and for seeing things you can't forget that occasionally revisit you in nightmares and make civilian life difficult in ways that we can't possibly understand. Thank you. We see you, veterans. We value our freedom. We know that freedom has costs, and you have paid those costs. Whether you volunteered or were voluntold, we thank you. We know that you don't likely see yourself as a hero, but we gently disagree. We have our reasons. Thank you for coming today, veteran. Thank you for coming so that we could see you face to face, eye to eye, and say thank you. As is our tradition, we would like the veterans attending today to introduce themselves. And what we would love to hear from you today, veteran, is your name, your branch of service, and where you served. And I have a list today of veterans who registered. And I'm not 100% sure as I look out here that everyone who registered was able to make it in. So I will just go through, and let's see, looks like there's 2 pages, Lindsay. So I will call your name, and if you're not here today, we will still say thank you to you. But I'll go through the list of names that I have, and if you're not on this list, we'll allow time at the end for you to jump on. But again, we would love for you to unmute yourself, so holding down your space key or clicking on unmute, and talk about your name, branch of service, and where you served. So let's start today with Bill Bradfield, if you're here with us. Looks like we're getting some Zoom moments here. Fred Butler, could you introduce yourself, your name, branch of service, and where you served?
Fred Butler, United States Army, Vietnam, Germany, and the United States.
Thank you for your service, Fred. Next is Richard Gonzalez with us. Okay. Thank you for your service, Richard. Is Tina Keys with us?
Yes. Tina Keys, United States Navy. Last due station was Navy Information Operations Command, Fort Meade, Maryland.
Thank you for your service, Tina. Robert Lance Brazil, are you with us today? Thank you for your service, Robert. Heather Lance Brazil, are you with us today? Thank you for your service, Heather. Shanda Taylor Boyd.
Yes, hi, good morning. I'm Shanda Taylor Boyd. First of all, I just want to say thank you so much to our community and to all of you who have taken this time to just be with us today, to honor our veterans, to honor our service, and to know that we don't do it to receive anything in return. I'm proud to be a part of this community, and it does feel like home. My branch is the United States Army, and I served in Germany, the US, and then in Germany again. Thank you.
Thank you for your service, Shanda. Frank Thomason, are you with us this morning? Thank you for your service, Frank.
Oh, Frank's here, hang on.
All right, we're waiting.
Frank Thomason, Army, Vietnam.
Thank you so much for your service, Frank. Appreciate you joining us today. David Wagoner, are you with us this morning? Thank you for your service, David. Are there any more veterans that we didn't have your name on our list? We would love to honor you. If you'd like to speak up, give your name, branch of service, and where you served.
Harlan Knapp, United States Navy, and served out of Nuclear Training Command in the United States.
Thank you for your service, Harlan. Anyone else? Any other veterans this morning? We'd love to thank you personally by name. If there's anyone else that would like to jump in. Okay. Well, thank you again for all of you that came and personally spoke. So good to see you face to face, eye to eye. Now we would like to introduce the cutest part of our program today. Our youth have prepared a video to thank our veterans.
Happy Veterans Day. Thank you so much for your service and your sacrifice for this country.
Thank you, veterans.
Thank you to all members in our military in all branches, past and present.
Thank you for your service. Thank you for service.
Thank you for your service and sacrifices.
Thank you for your service.
Dear veterans, thank you for ensuring our safety. Happy Veterans Day.
Thank you to all our military personnel for the sacrifices you have made for our freedom.
Thank you, veterans. We appreciate all the service and sacrifice that you made for our country. Happy Veterans Day.
Dear veterans, thank you for ensuring our freedoms. Happy Veterans Day.
Thank you for your service. I appreciate the freedoms I have because of you.
Happy Veterans Day.
Thank you, veterans, for your service to our country. Happy Veterans Day.
Happy Veterans Day. Thanks for what you've done for our country.
Happy Veterans Day. Thank you for your service.
Thank you, veterans, for all that you've done to help protect and serve our country.
Hi, veterans. Thank you for all your service.
Well done, children of the Issaquah Highlands. All right, well, this is, we would love to have a picture to remember this group gathered to thank our veterans. And so through the miracle of technology, we're going to take a picture of all of us at once. So I'm just going to say, I'm going to count down from 3, and then we're all going to smile to the best of our ability. All right, 3, 2, 1. Fantastic. We're good? All right. Lindsay says we're good. All right. Now we're going to, we thought it fitting to remember and thank the veterans through song. And the video we're going to use for that today is from the United States Navy Band at the U.S. Navy Memorial last year. And so feel free to sing along. I imagine that you know this song.
Spacious skies forever away.
for amber waves of grain. Ooh, for purple mountain, for majesties above the fruited plain.
Before I close with a benediction, I'd like to encourage our veterans to stay on just for an extra moment at the end so that we can take a picture. It is my great honor now to close this service with a prayer. I am the pastor of a Christian church. Therefore, it's appropriate that I close with a Christian prayer. But I also know this is a diverse crowd, and I extend my respect to all of you who are here, regardless of your worldview. But if you'd like to join me in bowing your head, you are welcome to do so. Our Father in heaven, we give respect and honor to your name. May your kingdom come. May your will that we love and serve you and each other be done. We are gathered here today to remember those who serve our country with honor and distinction. Please grant them peace. Please heal them from physical and emotional wounds that they've suffered during their time serving us. Help us, Father, today and each day as we see them, to thank them well. Please grant our leaders wisdom so that we might have peace. And Father, if war is to come again, grant us strength, honor, justice, and the ability to do our duty and to serve our fellow man. But Father, please grant us peace. Amen. Thank you for joining us today. It means a lot. So good to see each of you here today. And veterans, I would love to invite you to stay for a minute so that we could take a picture of you as a group today. Thank you again for coming.